Greetings, Libra and Libra rising. This is your Western forecast for August 2024. An important month of a lot of readjustments, rebalancing, revising. Not the best time to be initiating major new projects, but to be reevaluating where you've been, where you're going. Two big reasons. The most obvious for many of you would be Mercury's in retrograde. Mercury, that planet of expectations, communications, agreements, goes retrograde once every 4 months or so. And it's a time of retooling, rethinking, misunderstandings, can bring in some delays with your expectations. We see this all the time. Some Mercury in retrogrades are more difficult than others. It just depends on what Mercury in retrograde, what it's doing in your horoscope. So that's August the 4th through August the 28th. The other big event is expansive Jupiter. Jupiter brings opportunities, optimism, growth. But every 3 years, Jupiter is restricted, frustrated by Saturn with limiting, restricted Saturn. So when Jupiter squares Saturn, there's often a lot of economic changes, job changes, a lot of financial struggles and worries. So that's August the 19th, which is also when we're having the full moon. So that's going to be a really intense full moon. But before I break all this down and how it applies to Libra, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find direct links to book an astrology reading or check out my 2-question offer. If you've been listening to my videos every month, you know I like to start with where's the sun shining and how it approaches the new moon. Because the new moon is like really locking in your intentions for that month. Well, at the end of July, through the first 3 weeks of August, the sun is in Leo. And where Leo falls in your chart, that's where you're being lit up. You know, that's where the spotlight is where your attention is most drawn to. Now, the new moon, though, is finally when you are setting your intention. And the new moon is on August the 4th. And even though the sun will leave Leo on August the 21st, the new moon is going to hold that Leo energy to the beginning of September. The 11th house, because Leo is 11 signs past Libra, the 11th deals with friendships, group activities, and organizations. There might be a real emphasis on being part of a group, a club. One of the big things with the 11th house is it describes your ambitions, your dreams, your aspirations. And this time of the year, with the sun shining there, you're really looking at your long-range goals and futures. This new moon on August the 4th, now your attention is on one of these areas of the 11th house, your goals, your friendships, your group activities, networking, socializing, maybe one or all of the above. The new moon is being influenced by lucky, optimistic Jupiter. So that Jupiter could be bringing in a lot of opportunities and with the new moon in the 11th house, you may be feeling really optimistic about your long-range goals and plans. The 11th house is friendships, maybe associates, maybe involved with any organization, could also be supportive for you to be achieving your goals. But what's interesting about this new moon on August the 4th, communication Mercury, decision-making Mercury goes retrograde on August the 4th. So this new moon overall is bringing a lot of optimism in looking to the future in a more positive way. But with Mercury going retrograde, it can also mean that you're realizing you've got to revise how to get to where you want to go, and how to achieve these goals. Now, when the sun leaves Leo on August the 21st, it's going into Virgo, which is the last sign before going into Libra. We call it the 12th house sector. So that last week of August, going into the first 3 weeks of September, now that the sun's gone into Virgo, it's drawing your attention more on introspection, on meditation. It's often feeling like it's a holding pattern, but there's a lot of positive energies here because of that new moon. So it could be that you're now starting to develop and prepare for some major new projects, but not until we get into September or later. Now, Venus, the planet that rules Libra, Venus is the planet of love and harmony, and contentment, creativity. Sociable Venus will be in Virgo August the 4th, when Mercury goes retrograde, incidentally, until August the 29th. When Venus is in the 12th house is the shadow, the laying low. Either that some of you want to just keep a lower profile, be more quiet. Sometimes it can mean that there's an unrequited attraction, or that you are keeping a new relationship kind of on the down low. Maybe it's an obvious secret, or maybe it's just that you don't know how it's going to, you don't want to say anything to your friends until you know if it's serious, if it's going anywhere. So that's where that love planet Venus is in the shadows of the 12th house, waiting yet to blossom. And Venus will go into Libra when it leaves Virgo on August the 29th into most of September. So that is a great time for socializing, creativity, falling in love. But when we're talking about love matters for August, it might just be you're just wanting to see how this is all playing out. Now, Jupiter, I've been talking about this for a number of months. Jupiter is all this expansive energy, optimistic energy. Jupiter represents seeking knowledge, wants to expand and travel. So Jupiter went into Gemini, an air sign, very positive for Libra, an air sign. Gemini is 9 signs past Libra. So Jupiter went into your 9th house sector, very supportive of Libra from the end of May 2024 through May of 2025. Jupiter is the natural ruler of the 9th house. Because the 9th sign of the zodiac is Sagittarius, Jupiter is associated with Sagittarius. So whether it's the 9th house Sag or Jupiter, all those areas have a lot to do with education, teaching, publishing, traveling. Now, that Jupiter brings a lot of optimism and opportunity with 9th house matters. You could be going back to school. You could be making international travel plans. You could be doing a lot of marketing and publishing. But Mars is also, and I talked about this in last month's video, Mars is a 2-year cycle, joining Jupiter in Gemini in a 12-year cycle. So Mars went into Gemini, into your ninth, on July the 20th until August the 4th. So all of August, Mars, assertive, motivative, ambitious Mars, is being pumped up and feeling really expansive and lucky with the Jupiter, all in the ninth house. So you're really going after, in a big way, ninth house goals, whether it's getting more professional training, going back to school, starting to teach, publishing, marketing, launching an online business, which is all part of the marketing and the publishing, and certainly, traveling more than usual, or finally going on an international trip. And this is every 12 years. But that Mars is really putting a fire under all that ninth house activities. But Saturn is in Pisces, forming a 90-degree angle to Jupiter. Jupiter wants to expand, and every 3 years, it comes up against Saturn, called the square. This is going to peak on August the 19th. Jupiter to Saturn, you'll often see a lot of economic changes. Personally, people might be feeling very restless and nervous. There could be job changes. Let's look at the Saturn in 2023 to the end of 2025 is transiting Pisces once every 30 years. Saturn's pointing out where you've got a lot of responsibilities, a lot of discipline, a lot of hard work. In Pisces, it's 6 signs past Libra. So all that serious responsibilities is 6th house matters, which could be, body maintenance, trying to get stronger, healthier. But the 6th house, first thing I think about is your job. Your job duties, job skills. But here's Jupiter being blocked by Saturn, and Saturn's in the 6th house of the job, and with Jupiter and Mars in the 9th house. One of the things that could possibly indicate for many Libras is learning new job skills, but struggling with it. Or the Saturn is saying this takes a lot of discipline, a lot of focus. You could lose your job with the Jupiter-Saturn, but then with the Jupiter and the fiery Mars, it could be compelling you to get new professional training, maybe just go back and get a degree so you can have more job security. Now, the new moon on August the 4th was also the day Mercury goes retrograde. So there's a lot of this re-evaluating, but that new moon is being very positively influenced by Jupiter. And Jupiter is transiting through the 9th house. And with the new moon in the 11th, in some cases, this would be ideal if you're going on a travel tour or you are going to travel with friends. That's also the 11th house. But with Mercury in retrograde, there might be a lot of itinerary changes. There might be delays in traveling. Certain people could be changing their mind if you're going with friends. But overall, there's a lot of this optimism and growth, but also a lot of this traveling. Now, but Jupiter also seeks higher knowledge, and that new moon in the 11th could have you really look at your long-range plans and goals. And with these financial adjustments, job adjustments, it might be triggering a strong desire to get more professional training, get more job skills, go back to school, so you can look to the future. Now, back to the Sun in Virgo. Now, that's August the 21st for those 4 weeks. But the new moon in Leo will hold that Leo 11th house energies of your hopes, your dreams, your wishes to the beginning of August. The beginning of September. So, but what's coming in when the Sun that last week of August goes into Virgo, you're really starting to reflect and think about what's next, even though there's all this support to achieve your goals, be supported by friends and associates. Now, Venus, the planet that rules Libra, Venus is the planet of love and harmony, diplomacy, creativity. Venus goes into Virgo, as it does once a year, August the 4th to August the 29th. The entire time, Mercury's retrograde, Venus is in Virgo. Mercury in retrograde, you're rethinking, you're second guessing, there could be some misunderstandings. The Mercury is going to retrograde beginning in Virgo in the 12th house. So that could also trigger you really questioning about saying goodbye and leaving, some transition. And with the Venus in the 12th house, there might be more of a desire to be more low-key, to not so out there in a big way. But you're still going to be socializing because the Leo, the new moon in Leo in the 11th is the sector of friendships and networking and socializing. So to then having sociable Venus, your ruling planet, going through the 12th house, there might be a low-key relationship developing, or maybe you're keeping a relationship quiet to see whether or not it's going to go anywhere, or there might be an obvious need to have a secret love affair, because the 12th house is the shadow, it's secrets, and Venus is all that love and desires. So I want to thank you for watching. If you'd like information on how to book an astrology reading or check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co, that's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.